guys.
There you are.
Thanks, everyone. Have some wine. Are you guys in the mood to keep the show going? I can't tell. Oh boy. Let's keep it going. One more time. For these gems and everyone you saw here tonight. Put that down before I drink it. I thought that the Senate was going to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I was a bit surprised when they didn't. I blame only Republicans, kind of. But I know that when the military, they sent out like these questionnaires to service members to get their opinions on repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And I read on via blogs, so you know it's true, that like the questions were phrased to elicit like really like absurdly conservative responses from people. So I found one of the questions and wanted to read it to you tonight. You and Officer Krause are unwinding after a long day patrolling the base. You pour yourself a glass of whiskey as he finishes his 6th Smirnoff Ice. You offer him some whiskey, he slaps the glass out of your hand, turns up his Lady Gaga, and removes his wedding dress. Why do you always wear that dress, you ask? I like the way the fabric feels when it rubs against my butthole, he says. Now casually masturbating. I've told you I don't like it when you masturbate on my bed, you say. Look, gays are allowed in the military now and there's nothing you can do about it. He snarls while climaxing on a picture of your childhood dog. Do you support gays in the military? Fingers crossed. Kyle, are you checking your text messages while I'm on stage? Is that what you're doing?
It's not you.
I bought these jeans at Uniqlo because I come from what we like to call big money. And this is true. Again, this has been verified via message boards this time. The crotch on jeans at Uniqlo like wear out after like 6 months. So the zipper will occasionally just unzip itself automatically. So at least like every 2 days my fly is down. The weird thing is I've always had this like absurd anxiety, even before I moved to New York, that I would be sitting on the subway, my fly would be down, I would get an erection, it would make its way out of my underwear, I wear briefs, just so you know, I would stand up, my boner would come out literally into a baby carriage. And the father of the baby would be a Hell's Angel, which is a motorcycle group. He would knock me out, and I would wake up in jail for 35 years. And I'm convinced it's gonna happen because of these jeans. But I still wear them, because I look fucking good in these jeans. Bit of an illness. Oh boy, this is awkward. I got down on the subway platform. I live in Williamsburg, and I got down on the platform a couple days ago, and there was a guy like maybe 25 feet in front of me who was like shockingly attractive, to the point where it was like I was almost angry. Like I wanted to like steal his wallet, so something bad would happen to him at some point in his life. And then I could use his profile, like his license, to find him on Facebook and masturbate to his pictures. That was like my initial instinct. But I ended up regressing back to like a 3rd grader, because when I saw him, I was like, I have to do something to impress this guy. I have to like get his attention and make him think I'm like the coolest guy on the planet. Which is a terrible idea because he was clearly straight. He had one of these voices where it's like there's no way he's a Democrat, and he was talking with his wife. He was talking with his wife as well, so there's like no way he was gay. But as I'm approaching him, I'm like, I can feel this balled up receipt in my pocket. So I'm like, I know, I'll take the receipt. I'll throw it into the trash can that he's standing next to from like 5 or 6 feet away. And he'll see that, and it will apparently just blow his mind. Like, I thought he was going to see that and be like, oh my God, nice shot, dude. Do you work out? And I'd be like, yeah, whatever, you know, sometimes. And I would just keep walking, be like, just plant the seed, you know, just planting seeds everywhere I go. So as I was approaching, he and his wife were kissing their baby. They had a baby as well. And I was like, I'm so fucking awesome. And I like had to cough to get their attention. And then I turned my head because I wanted to make it like a no-looks toss. Made the throw, looked back just in time to realize I actually hadn't grabbed a receipt out of my pocket. I'd grabbed a wrinkled up $1 bill that I threw in the trash to impress a heterosexual father of 1 or more children. And he gave me this look of confusion, and all I could think to say was, whatever, and I just just depressing. Are we still doing the interview? Are we doing that? Quick Q&A. I went on a date. I met a guy on Match, and we went to go. This is like a couple of years ago. It was one of these where I knew it was going to be a disaster when I saw him. I was like, he just wasn't my type. So we went. It was like no one was in the theater. It was we were both unemployed, so it was like 2 in the afternoon. And he started like trying to make out with me before even the coming attractions had ended. So the movie started, and this was the only time I had to pretend to be into the movie that we were watching, and I used like my pseudo-sexy voice. I was like, baby, let's do this later. I really want to focus on Saw 5. I went to go see Saw 5. The worst. I'm like, baby, let me see if this girl gets her tits ripped off. Fucking retarded. That's a good story. That's fine. You're a very generous crowd with your clapping. All right, well, I'm going to bring this, wind this down soon. You just motioned to David, but you got a couple more minutes. I get drunk a lot. I'm very good at drinking. I'm looking to take it to the next level soon. But when I get drunk, I do what many of us do. I send out outstanding gregarious text messages to friends of mine celebrating the fact that I am drunk. But about a year ago, I discovered that there was one group of friends of mine that had never at any point been sexually harassed in their lives. And that was straight men. So almost as reparations for all the times they've sexually harassed my female friends, I decided to take it upon myself to get as drunk as possible, as much as possible, and send them text messages that challenged the boundaries of our friendship. And I want to read a couple of my favorites for you. Here's a text I sent my friend Joe like 3 weeks ago. Let's hang out, just you and me, no shirts. This is a joke because Joe is married and because I refuse to take my shirt off under any circumstances, including when I go swimming alone in my parents' fenced-off backyard. Here's a text I sent 2 days later, which was a Monday, because that is how my life is going. I sent this text to my friend Sean. Hey Neil, Neil is Sean's roommate. I need you to help me roofie Sean. Oh, this is a real fun. This is a quick fun fact. I woke up in the middle of the night the other night. I went to the bathroom, and I was a little hungry, so on the way back, I put 4 Oreos in my mouth, and then I fell asleep before I finished chewing them. You might be wondering, how did you know You did this because I woke up maybe 20, 30 seconds later, choking to death. And I survived, which is the good news for me, and I feel like it's also good news for my roommate, because they just would have assumed it was murder. Because as irrational as that may sound, it does make more sense than eating while sleeping. I can't imagine like the phone call to my mom from like the police department. Ma'am, I'm sorry, we found your son this morning. He was murdered by his roommate. We think between 4 and 4:30 a.m. this morning, his roommate came into his room and shoved his mouth full of Oreo. Your son tried to defend himself, but he only managed 3 or 4 bites before succumbing. I'm sorry. Last text, and then I'm not doing it with you. I'm too awesome for that. I'm just kidding. Last text. This was my favorite text of all time. I sent this many months ago to my friend Mike. Let's get a hotel room. I'll bring the wine, you bring the butthole. All right, thanks everyone.
That was Brent Sullivan, everyone. Oh, you're sitting good. Quick Q&A. For those who don't know you, Brent, where are you from?
I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ann Arbor.
I have a question for you, Brent.
Okay.
And that is, you have a Match profile, obviously.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
Or something thereabouts.
Yeah.
Do you lie in it at all?
Well, I don't.
Really?
I don't, and I can tell you a story. I went on one date. I said Match, but I think I meant fucking whatever company, whatever. I did go on one date once with a guy I met on Match, and we sat down, and he was fine. He was a perfectly nice guy. And on Match, you have 3 options for drinking. You can say I drink never, I drink sometimes, and I drink a lot. And so we sat down, and after like 10 minutes, he said, there's a reason I wanted to meet you. And I'm like, because I'm a fucking awesome comedian, you've seen me on TV. He was like, I have never seen anyone put I drink a lot. And he's like, I wanted to see what kind of train wreck you were. And it was literally as I was buying shots. I was like, who wants shots? Yeah, he was actually being fun. He wasn't being like a dick. He was a perfectly nice guy. And I got super drunk. But that was it.
I met someone once on one of those websites who suddenly the next day was dating someone, unfortunately. But his name was David Smithyman. Here he is. We actually
have you had luck online?
Not so much. A few here and there, real lasting type.
Maybe you should meet. And that was the first date I ever went on from the internet. And he's a great guy, and he loves badges. Also, I want to say one quickly. Your memory and about what you said about swimming in your parents' pool.
Yeah.
Reminded, because I have a pool that's like that in my parents' house. And when I used to come over from high school,
big night.
Next to the stables there was a pool, and I used to, when I came over to school, when the house was empty, I only thought about it now, I used to swim naked laps in the pool.
Kudos.
For the horses?
I don't know why I did it, but I think it was because...
How old are you?
Did it feel good?
It felt great, and I never did it again after high school, but I think what it was that I felt so sort of hemmed in and like constricted by high school, and like, be in class at this time, do this, only talk to this person, you can't talk to me, I'm too cool, do that, do this. I thought, where I have control? My pool. Oh, I have to wear a bathing suit? Fuck you. I'll wear no bathing suit, and I'll swim right now, whenever I want, and I'll cry while I do it.
All right. Well, here we all are today.
Well, guys, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thanks for coming on. Very brave. First show.
A big round of applause.
Round of applause for Brent Sullivan.